Namaha. Om Gam Ganapatiye Namaha. Om Gam Ganapatiye Namaha. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Brahma Mirastriparan Takare. Banushashi Bumisato. Buddhasha Gurusha Shukra. Shani Rahu Keteva. Sarvagraha Shantikara Bhavantu. Om Hrim Gurave Namaha. Well, greetings and welcome to another episode of Cosmic Kev 100. This is where we take the planets, their astrological signs, the houses they're in, and try to make sense of it within the alchemy of Western or tropical astrology. I also add in some of my knowledge of Jyotish, Vedic astrology, which, by the way, if you ever want to get a reading from me, that's the style I use. So most of you go back a sign unless you're in the last 6 days of that sign, basically. Why is that? Well, because back in 150 AD, tropical astrology and Vedic astrology pretty much matched each other. You'd wake up on September 22nd and you would see the sun rising at 0 degrees Libra. And but now today you're going to see 6 degrees Virgo when on the 22nd. That's the actual constellation. That's why I want to put this in perspective, especially if you're into yoga, Ayurveda, the Jyotish, the Vedic astrology, and where the actual constellations are really do matter, and it makes a big difference. And I've used it on most of my clients. I've practiced Western astrology for 42 years, and in the last 25 I became more and more familiar with Vedic astrology, and then in the last 15 really specializing more in that. And what I've noticed is that all my clients, 95% of them, I can't say all, but most of them did better in the Vedic chart. I find that fire signs have the hardest time hearing that they're a water sign. They just kind of like, oh no, I'm not a Cancer. I thought I was a great Leo. And it's like, just relax, 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 relax. You know, we are everything. First of all, every one of us is every single sign in the zodiac in our chart. Every one of us is. So you say, oh, I hate Scorpios or I hate Geminis. You know what? You've got Gemini in your chart. You've got Scorpio in your chart. So you're hating yourself if you're being a hater. And so what do you love? I'm not interested in cancel culture. I'm interested in uplifting that which is good. Those who are really trying to do the best they can. Those who can admit that they're wrong when they've made a mistake, instead of just like brushing it off aside, you know. Looking at old clips of some of these Hollywood people that actually shamed people because they had a hesitation about an experimental medicine. I think that's really cruel. And it's also, you're going to be the one suffering in the long run because you didn't allow other people to make their own choice. And choice is where it's at, folks. Freedom of speech is where it's at. Those who would oppose it, they don't have the willingness in their soul to deal with actual truth. And those, I like the Ben Franklin. I know Ben Franklin wasn't perfect by any means, but he had a great quote. Those who would forsake liberty for a temporary sense of safety deserve neither. And there's some real truth to that. Anyhow, I want you to be happy. I want you to be comfortable. I want you to be safe. And even if you're uncomfortable, I want you to be comfortable with your discomfort. And that means that it's okay. We can't always feel good 100% of the time. Now, looking at the sky for Friday, the 20th of September, 2024, I also want to wish a happy birthday to my future father-in-law, who is Richard Meehan, and Richard is turning 87 on the 20th. So happy birthday to you, Richard. And anyone having a birthday this week, this weekend, Barry Weintraub over in Prescott, Arizona, turning 67. You're killing it, bro. You're making it happen. Happy birthday to you and to all of my friends and fans out there having birthdays this week. I'm thinking Scott Barwick, I believe on the 24th or 26th, of September is having a birthday, so happy birthday to you and all of my friends. Happy birthday. So looking at the sky for today, I would see the moon in the constellation of Aries. And the part of Aries constellation that the moon is in is a lunar mansion known as Ashvini. Now, Ashvini is the celestial healers, and we all could use a little bit of healing sometime. And Ashvini is the first 13.20 degrees of Aries in the sidereal zodiac. So you're probably thinking to yourself, oh my God, well, isn't the moon in, say, Taurus right now? Well, yeah, in Western astrology, 2:03 a.m. Pacific Daylight Time, the moon moved into the seasonal sign of Taurus, but it's not where it is in the sky, okay? The moon is in Aries, those first degrees of Aries, and Ashvini is ruled by Ketu. Ketu is the south node of the moon. The south node of the moon is our subconscious mind. The south node of the moon is hidden karma. It's things we don't always aware about. South node of the moon is also gut feeling, what we're sensing. And it's like a lot of people that have really strong Ketu, especially if you have a Ketu in sidereal Scorpio, a Ketu in sidereal Pisces, those are high charge, folks. Those are powerful, super powerful on the scale of intuition, because Ketu gives us our intuition. And science has shown that there's 14 generations of knowledge within our own brains, like what our ancestors went through. Even if you never met them or know anything about them, that's there with you. That's why you behave a lot of ways in the way you did. And there's a verse in the Bible that says, why is it that the children have to suffer for the sins of the parent? It's almost like we're not as separate from each other as we think we are. And yeah, we do make our own decisions, and that's why I say if somebody's doing well, don't be jealous of them, rejoice with them. Ashvini is the celestial healer. See, the Ashvin twins were these twins that had gifts in healing, knowing how to fix things. Ashvini is also related to horses, the twin-headed horses. So anything dealing with twins can also be Ashvini. Anything equestrian, anything dealing with horses. Now, before we had motorized vehicles, I consider the Ashvin twins to be the ambulance drivers of the zodiac. They get us to immediate care. They're the paramedics. They help us right away. Aries is ruled by Mars. Ketu acts a lot by Mars, and they say that Scorpio is ruled by both Mars and Ketu. This is Vedic astrology. So what I would say is, this is a new start for today, and guard yourself against impatience. Mars being debilitated in Cancer and Western, also being uncomfortable in Gemini in Vedic astrology. There's a lot of weird, misplaced aggression out there. And don't we all just want to love each other? Don't we all want to give up the fight? Don't we all want opportunities for each other? And I don't want you censored. I want to hear your story. If it's brutal and horrible, I'll have to accept that and take it. But I will take my own time to fill my thoughts with beautiful things like pictures of Mount Shasta and the Columbia Gorge and the Humboldt Coast, and things that make me feel, Zion National Park, things that really uplift my spirits with the vast beauty that the Creator has made for us. That's the uplifting stuff. And the potential for love. There's many of you I haven't met, and I know I'm going to meet you, and I know I'm going to love you, and we're going to love and care for each other. And so with that going, we're going to go sign by sign, starting with you, Aries. And of course, moon's in Aries, but it's in Taurus for the whole weekend pretty much. Until, let's see, Sunday, it will go into Aries at 3:24 a.m. Pacific Daylight Time. So, Sunday will be like that, the Gemini moon. But, Taurus is an exalted moon. So right here, it's like with you, Aries, since you've had this North Node, Rahu, transiting your first house, or your sun sign, or your moon sign, there's a certain level of like, wow, I don't know if I belong here. What the heck is going on? I'm not feeling quite right. And then the other part is, oh, I have all these people, these friends of mine that are from other countries or other places. All that stuff is Rahu stuff. And, with the moon with it, moon is like, okay, let's make a little wealth for you. Let's make a good meal for you. Let's bring some sweetness. Let's bring some comfort. Let's bring some motherly comfort to you, Aries, as we go through this weekend. So, Friday and Saturday, it's about your voice. And then by Sunday, Monday, it's going to be about your community. And then it's also about your home with Mars in the 4th house. And that's a debilitated Mars. It's like you don't want to, I definitely was not too happy with my parents as a teenager. And then, definitely up to like my late 20s maybe, we had, words. But after that, after my Saturn return, I was like, these people are smart. These people have something going on. And by the time I was in my 40s, it was like, my God, I need to know old people. Old people are cool. But before 40, I wasn't really too interested. So, also, it is the fall equinox, the autumnal equinox, and that happens pretty early on Sunday morning, the 22nd. It's the earliest I ever remember the equinox in the Roman calendar. It happens at 5:54 a.m. That's before sunrise even. So, basically Saturday is the last day of summer. Oh, summer's going away. But we won't notice, because light's so much more powerful than darkness. The dark doesn't really predominate over the light until the 26th. I think that's a really interesting thing, and that really gives me hope. And that fall and winter are actually slightly shorter than spring and summer. That's because darkness cannot overcome the light. Ooh. I'm getting chills thinking about this. Much love to you as we go there, and happy autumnal equinox, which I think there's like a name for it, and like the whole Celtic mysticism thing. It's called Mabon, I think. Yeah. Wow. Interesting. Okay. Well, greetings, Taurus. Welcome to your horoscope. Virgo time is a pretty good time for you because you're in your heart, and I understand that Venus was in Virgos and Libra, and that's okay for you. There's some work and there's some, obstacles in that. But now, this week, Venus is going into Scorpio. That is your 7th house. That is your partnership sign. And Venus just went into sidereal Libra the other day, and so there's this vibe of super love, of super creativity, and it's a sweetness, and you have to take advantage of that, and giving gifts to your partner, or being good to yourself, treating yourself as if you were your own partner, so you can attract the kind of relationship you want. That is what's happening. And I imagine by the weekend after this, the romance is going to get, it's going to get heated up in a couple weeks, actually in about 2 weeks, when the moon goes in your 7th house. So, I think this week it's all about focusing on that inner you, and this weekend is great for you, and I'd like to be a Taurus this weekend. Okay, greetings, Gemini. Welcome to your horoscope. What's the gift? The gift is you've got Jupiter in the 1st house. What's the obstacle? You like to do everything by reason, and you're doing a lot of second guessing instead of having faith. Like in Hebrew, we identify the God of faith as Hashem. So we say Baruch Hashem, it's blessings from Hashem. And it is have faith. Even in the Bhagavad Gita, this is what Krishna talks about to Arjuna. It's like faith and discipline. Don't go dull. You have to do some things sometimes that are unpleasant, but just know that if the divine spirit of God is making you, leading you to do it, don't worry. His support, his angels, his whole thing is being set up for you to succeed right now. And so just what I'm going to say is suspend your disbelief. Allow that to happen. I watched this very interesting documentary about people injured by hospitals and their protocol recently. And it was so sad. It was so sad that greed and fear of overpopulation could do something like that to people. People who are already privileged and on top of the world and really wealthy. It's like bizarre. But you know, when there's light and darkness, you know, and as we're heading into this darker time this week, the light shines brighter. This is the beauty of the darkness, is that the darkness allows the light to shine. The deception allows the truth to become a comfort. Yeah, some people say gravity sucks, but it sure is reliable. If we didn't have it, we'd be floating all over the place. And with Mercury, by I think Wednesday, Thursday, moves into Libra, you're going to have some great creative ideas. You're going to be doing well. Greetings, Cancer. Welcome your horoscope. I mean, you kind of feel like a badass these days. Because you're straightening up your spine. And you're able to confront evil. You're able to get out in your garden and pull weeds. You're able to take away the branches that aren't in a good place, you know, that are hitting your house or whatever. So this is a time, you know, to get in the garden, to dig in. And it's also a time where the rights of the mother, the rights of motherhood, the rights of parenting, the rights of having family and enjoying that similarity, that has to be a part of things too. And some people have hard times with their family. Never give up on negotiation. I mean, if you can't, always go to prayer. Always send blessings, even to the enemies, even the people who have done you wrong. Because in this way, you will not be burdened by anything unpleasant. You will actually be creating a magical forgiveness and light for yourself. And I'm thinking this is going to be a good weekend for you. Socially, it's going to be hella fun, or heavenly fun. Oh, that Northern California slang. I better watch myself here. And, well, remember that you've got this gift that you can help others come together. You can help others experience more intimacy, more feeling, more sensitivity. Spread it. I mean, you're more introspective this time. Libra time is going to be all about home front, older parents, fixed assets that you might need to sell. I get it. Oh, greetings, Leo, and welcome to your horoscope. So Libra occupies the third house, and the third house is where the sun gets debilitated. Why is that? Well, it's kind of like the sunset of the zodiac. And it's the seventh house, and it's Venus. And Leo's kind of like the sign where you want things your way because you've got this incredible truth and leadership that you have to express. And you want to be generous, and you want to bask in that regal moment. But the thing is that there's other people. And one thing every Leo should know is that Saturn is the sun, the child of the sun. And Saturn deals with people that are left out of the equation. So while you're out there arrogantly enjoying everything, there's a lot of people out there that are hurting. They're not getting all that nice, privileged fun and wealth that you are. They might in their next life. So it's like Libra time, they call it debilitated sun. You know, I've noticed that there was I think the Democratic Party picked a candidate for president that has a debilitated sun. It's good for teamwork. It's not so good for leadership. It is good for art, and it's good for beauty and writing and cooking and all these other things, but it's not so good. So let me let me get these things straight with you. This is also your siblings. And if you're a really proud Leo, you often have conflict with your siblings. And I've seen this in other Western Leo suns. And it's like, hey, come on, everybody just chill out. Because, you know, if you're a late Leo, born the 16th or after, you're probably not going to have these problems as much because you're an actual Leo. You're Vedic and in Leo. You're born the 16th through the 22nd. And it's going to be more like, you know, everybody's got a place. And if I don't give everybody their place, I'm not a good leader. I'm not really a good ruler. So the my way or the highway stuff will have to go away this month. But it's a good month for journaling. It's a good month for playing music, for doing art, for working with your hands. Okay, so greetings, Virgo. Welcome to your horoscope. Now, you know, so the pressure is off this week as of Sunday morning. It's not all about you anymore. You know, it's like... and it is about everyone, you know, in a sense. Libra is like the first sign of the zodiac where we start thinking more in terms of the collective. And you're really good at serving and helping people, and you don't really have a lot of problems with that. Now, Mercury's moving into Libra later on this week. So by Thursday, you'll be, you know, thinking about, wow, you know, I had some really good thoughts and ideas, but I really need to include other people's ideas and partner with people so that I can make this idea take off to something bigger than just me. Ooh, yeah. This weekend looks great. I mean, Friday, moon in Taurus, lovely, exalted moon in your 9th house. I mean, it's just like more love, please. Love from places you didn't expect. Exotic love coming from far away. Ooh, wow. Really? Yeah. And then also with, you know, Mars in the 11th house, it's like you want to hang out with your more athletic, kind of motivated friends. Your friends that are like, you know, how do we bring harmony amidst all the questions? It's a question, you know. There's exciting stuff happening. And, you know, the spiritual path is your way right now, Virgo. Greetings, Libra, and welcome to your birthday, and happy birthday to all my Libra friends having birthdays this week. I think I did mention a couple of them. I know Annie DeFranco, I believe, is turning 54 on Monday, the 23rd. Bruce Springsteen is turning 75. Jeez, the boss is well preserved. I don't necessarily agree with all the politics. I don't agree with fear. And I also don't believe in having confidence in man-made BS that is linked to huge coffers of money. When that motivation is there, and if you're ignoring that, folks, you will never understand what's going on in the world. Unfortunately, greed and darkness in the cover. They use blown cover as cover. This is one thing I learned from a book by a guy named Tupper Saucy called Rulers of Evil. You know, I don't know if I'm 100% on the page with everything in it, but it was an interesting companion to Howard Zinn's People's History of the United States. A lot of the things paralleled, even though they're coming from totally different places. And it's just like, when you can include, and this is the thing I love about you, Libra, is like people from completely different places, you become whole. You become balanced. Now, if you're, you know, in your right-wing ghetto or your left-wing ghetto, you're in balance. You're like, whoa, or whoa. You know, it's just like, hey, let's just give a little bit. And so when a certain power structure is always on one side, and they give you that one side mostly, and, you know, let's help the people on our side. Let's give them the questions. Let's give them the answers. Let's help them. It's like, well, you know, your fear is going to make what you don't want to have happen by you empowering it, basically. And so for you, helping others is surrender. That's what this week is about. It's about surrender and then moving into helping others and then finally taking on some leadership. And plus you're the flavor of the month. I mean, well, greetings, Scorpio, and welcome to your horoscope. Now here's the good news. The good news is coming is that Venus, good God Almighty, is moving into Scorpio, which, I mean, Western astrology, they don't always consider that, I mean, a great place, but my experience is this is, you know, the elixir of creativity. So that happens Sunday night. So Sunday evening, Venus goes into Scorpio. And Scorpio's key phrase is I create. So yeah, Venus in Scorpio is a very creative Venus. It's resourceful. It's reflective. It's bringing things together. And Venus has been in the Shitra Nakshatra, which is, you know, also Libra, and it's a celestial archetype. It's really creative. And now it's going into Swati, which is like running your own business and having great ideas of how to make money and stuff. And I think some blessings are coming. You know, one thing I'd caution you, Scorpio, is that this is a 12th house period for you, so things are kind of falling apart and you have to harvest the year. But you got Venus helping you, Shukra. And most of you are Vedic Libras anyhow. And so, Om Shukraya Namaha, Om Shukraya Namaha, Om Karunarasa Sampranaya Namaha. You know, Om Shukra. Shukra is a name for Venus. Om Karunarasa Sampranaya Namaha is like the essence of compassion. May that, you know, that compassion, the milk of compassion, come down on you as we go through this time. Well, greetings, Sagittarius, and welcome to your horoscope. So Jupiter's in the 7th house, and I've stated this many times. This is a good time for women to find their ideal partner and stuff. Because Jupiter's in that 7th house. So relating to people, being diplomatic, getting a new job, better career, getting new contracts, all of this, very helpful. Virgo time is the midheaven. And Libra time is the social life, the 11th house. And there's also money to be made in that social life, the 11th house. Now, with this weekend, the moon being mostly on, you know, Friday and Saturday, mainly in Taurus, in your 6th house, you know, helping others, doing some volunteer work, it's going to improve your karma. And then Sunday could be this romantic date, really groovy day, that, and as well as Monday. So I would enjoy that and take that on and realize you're going through a lot of transformation and it's not about you. You know, when people say something insulting to you, oh, that's stupid, or that's it, they're saying more about themselves than they're saying about you. Especially on social media. I notice there's a lot of people in social media are very mean people. They like think that that being mean makes you smart or makes you right or makes you a good ruler. It does not. It actually shows your ignorance, your aggression, and really what you think about yourself. Somebody had to say it, I know. Goes for all of us. So greetings, Capricorn. Welcome to your horoscope. You know, you got Saturn and Neptune in the 3rd house. And it's like, you have to understand, Saturn's about suffering. And some of your siblings, some of your friends, some of your neighbors, they suffer. And so they might do things that create obstacles that are hard, that are embarrassing, that are depressing, that seem to create more work for you, and that's hard. And then Neptune's like, well, can we spiritualize this? Can we see that, you know, God placed all these people here for a reason. The Creator knows that you have to go through this. So can I say, hey, I am thankful for these challenging neighbors, these challenging people. Can I investigate with them in compassion and inquiry? What are your needs? What's going on in your life? Rather than, I'm not enjoying what you're doing right now. And you could say things like that, like, you know, I'm really having a hard time with some of the things I've been hearing of the activities around here. And, you know, I know it's not my place because I want to give you maximum respect and freedom. And just when you approach things in a non-confrontational, but just an inquisitive manner, a lot of times you can create solutions. Some people are angry with questions, and that shows you need to get back in the meditation closet and say, that was just a question. If it's triggering me, I need to explore my triggers. And that's okay, because everybody gets triggered sometimes. You know, if you're all that zen and stuff, you're ready to die, you're ready to leave this place. This place is a lot about conflict and suffering, and there's a lot of joy and beauty here too. But it is about, there's, you know, challenges. You don't get sentenced to this planet for being a perfect person, Capricorn. And, you're got to embrace the changes. And in a relationship, there's going to be people that are confronting you, but there's this other part of you that's like, yeah, I like what Cosmic Kev said. I want to do that compassionate inquiry. And also, Libra time this is where you work. This is your midheaven. This is where you go into leadership. This is where you create that better version of yourself in your karma with other human beings. And one of my favorite Capricorns in Western astrology is David Bowie. I think David Bowie has this sort of all-embracing, compassionate inquiry, and we'll really give it up to David. All right, greetings Aquarius, and welcome to your horoscope. Okay, so you don't have Pluto in your first house. It's in the 12th house. Saturn's in your second with Neptune. God, having a mantra practice, having a prayer practice of any nature, whether it's, if you're Jewish and you just say, Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. If you do something like that, 108 times, you're going to feel better. If things are rough in your life and you feel like, God, I need some courage, I need to let go of my ego, and you do this mantra. It's like a Hindi Sanskrit mantra. Om Triambakam Yajambahe Sukande Pushtivardhanam Uruvar Kamivabandanam Yor Mokshi Amamritad Om. It can really clear the air and help you. It's just like if you're saying the Our Father or Hail Mary, it'll help you. Or just saying Alleluia over and over again. Praise God over and over again. Get yourself into that place. Cultivate the light, feed the light, destroy the darkness, and you're going to be in a better place. Libra time's a lovely time for you. It's a time of good fortune. It's a time to explore your spiritual self. It's a time to take trips far away. It's a great time to travel. The summer hustle's on. Teachers and students are in school. You didn't want to see them anyhow, right? No. It's like, because we can't wait a minute. I am a teacher or I am a student. It's like, okay, just relax, Just a day or two of hooky just to explore the beauty of God's earth, the creator, of Mother Nature, of the goddess, the divine mother, all of that. Just take some time for that right now and give love, give love. And your creative works are going to start to really manifest and be seen by others this week. Oh yes, greetings Pisces, welcome to your horoscope. It's like with this Neptune-Saturn conjunction in Pisces, it's like this mature Pisces. It's like you're growing up. You're having, you're facing those difficult things, that water, the flooding, the leaky faucet, the big mountain that you have to climb, that whole working towards where you want to be. That's it. Now Jupiter is in Gemini, and that's down in your inner Celeste. That's down in your 4th house. And, so just loving your home. And, that could be an addition to your home. If you own a home and you're building some other place, that could be what's going on there. But it's also like putting some love on your mom and your dad if they're still alive. Our parents or grandparents or siblings even, they're not going to be there forever, folks. Our uncles and aunts, and love given, any act of love is like money in the bank. It's better than Bitcoin, it's better than gold, certainly better than crypto, and it's better than fiat currency. I hope we keep it, but I have no idea. I think that those alleged materialistic puppet masters, they got their thing, but that's all an illusion. The divine creator is so much bigger than that, and that's just like a thumbnail of the universal problems. And but your light is that collective godlike force that's going to take all of the bitterness and all the harm away and create safe haven for everybody. If you ever need a safe haven, Om Sharanyaya Namaha. Om Sharanyaya Namaha. It is a sanctuary. God wants to give us a sanctuary. So, thanks for being here with me. I hope you enjoy this weekend and just thoroughly. I know Pisces, you're going to have some good times in your neighborhood and, just be courageous in love means to love those you never thought you could possibly love. That is the message this week. And you know, we've got some real shifts this week with Mercury going into Libra and Venus going into Scorpio. And I just think that there's some creative, amazing ideas to make things better are coming. You are part of that amazing difference. Please like, please subscribe, please hit the bell notification button. I love hearing from you and all your comments. Wordsley and Shant and Rebecca and Melissa and my Pisces friend and some of these new people, these Jyotishi followers. I love you. Thank you. Let's do this again next week. Om Shanti 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 Om Tat Sat.